Hello everyone, Brad Johnson here, and in this video we're going to be talking about physical reality only exists here and now. So this has been elaborated on a little bit in regards to my previous event, pay-per-view webinar called Adronis Astro Explorations. So in this video there will be a little bit more detail pertaining to this particular concept. So if we're looking at physical reality, everything that we're able to experience that is tangible, that is solid, we're looking at the idea that physical reality, solid, tangible, is the only thing that exists right now. Basically what this means is that everything that conceives itself pertaining to memory or into some type of conception in regards to what we may feel, maybe the outlook of the future, and even what we're seeing behind in the past, are all aspects of the astral plane. So the only time we'll ever have physicality is right here in this particular moment. So everything that pertains to memory, even if someone has a very good memory, all they are basically doing is they're not experiencing the same reality. So anytime you try to recall something, you're experiencing an entirely different reality that has been replicated in regards to what had been experienced within the moment. So basically, again, the past, in the best way that it can be explained, is simply memory that is duplicated through imagination existing within the astral plane. So everything that has ever constituted the idea of memory or recall has all been illusion, has all been based upon the state of imagination. It requires imagination to actually have memory. That's how unique this whole situation is, this whole concept of reality. So the only moment that you'll ever be able to physically touch something, to physically interact with another person, to have that expression solid and tangibly, is right here and right now. This has been just kind of a revolutionary idea in regards to looking at how the now moment functions, because you'll never have that experience again in regards to the preservation of now. You will only have replica pertaining to memory. And this is why memory has been referred to as something that's technical. It is an astral technicality. It is something that is just reproducing and replicating, copying what we thought was the moment. Well, why is that so? It's basically that, let's take an example here, that when you first started to watch this video, just pull up that particular form of memory within your mind. When you just started to click the play button, so to speak, and you're going back to that very moment, you can't even see it in the way of something physical. It's all just something that represents a replication. The only thing that's seen is what our imaginations can conjure up. Now, memory can be practically identical to everything that we are experiencing here and now, but it's not. It's not the idea of physicalized encountering. It's not the idea of physical reality. Now, that doesn't just go for the third density or third or fourth dimensional aspect as well. When you actually move up the levels of dimension and of density, the same principle applies. The only thing that you'll ever experience here and now is the moment of freshness, so to speak, what you would call the fresh moment, here and now. Everything else that represents the past, that represents the future, are just illusions, side effects, created through the illusion of memory that has been served through linear-based reality. So when you're moving up the octaves, moving up the dimensions, all that you are is pure presence. You're just pure knowingness. And that everything pertaining to perspectives is all seen at once. It's kind of like we're looking at a beehive, where we see all of these infinite cells, and we're all looking at these overlays of different realities when you move up into the higher planes. But here in physical reality, we only have this. In true higher dimensional reality, we only have presence. There is no idea of a past or a future side effect illusion. Everything that is existing in coplanar dimensional realities are happening right now through those particular higher perspectives. So again, kind of looking at the cells in a beehive, or being able to look into superimposed frames, looking into the idea of one frame overlaying over another frame overlaying over another, etc., etc. And that is simply the idea of omnipresence or multidimensionality. So in physical reality, we will only have here and now to genuinely experience it in the ripeness of our senses. Our senses can only interpret that through this particular moment. What we see, smell, taste, touch, and hear will only exist here and now. You're not going to be able to have that genuine feeling when you're looking back into yesterday, or feeling that you're going to have that sensation when you're looking into tomorrow. Again, there can be replications of that. Sometimes we'll go into the dream plane and we'll feel that we're touching something, that we're smelling something, that we're tasting something, etc. We certainly are, but we're experiencing that now. And we're experiencing that in the astral body. Anytime we try to pick up memory, we have an absence of senses within the memory. When we have that certain form that we're thinking about, let's just say, for example, maybe I can remember 5 years ago when I got into a car accident, and I remember the pain that I felt. Well, I'm experiencing that pain right now. That's a duplication in regards to here and now. So you cannot even go into that aspect of what happened 5 years ago to replicate a feeling of sensation that can be interpreted of the five senses that exists back then. Everything is felt, everything is experienced, everything is genuine here and now. So this is giving you the point of being very, very present, because this is how physical reality has its most beautiful benefits, how it really has the richness of existence, is right here and right now, because this is the only moment that you're ever going to experience anything richly. Being able to touch your hands, being able to smell, being able to taste, all of these particular senses that we have are being able to express ourselves physically here and now, and it cannot exist in any other particular form of temporal plane that would be representing of a linear-based illusion. So this will just give you the continual encouragement to look at the power of the now. That here and now, for to look at this being the now bubble, we are currently sifting through frames of realities. All these particular realities are like snapshots, and they're basically just allotting together, and they're continuing to project itself through the continuity of illusion. But we continue to experience this through continuity in the richness of the physical moment. This is just helping you to understand how important presence is, that you're never going to experience something so genuine in the concept of reality than right here, right now. And this is why there's been so much connection and so much deep appreciation for presence, for the now moment. Because regardless, if you have your head in the clouds, worried about what's happening in the future or what may happen in the future, all you're doing is you're playing with astral frequencies that are attempting to build themselves up. So it's basically stirring the pot, so to speak. So if this is your vibration right here, and if all we're thinking about is fear of the future, which I'll just call fear, then we're basically just seeing an astral plane reality like this. And basically what happens is that through the continual power of the fear, this intermixes together with our current frequency. And so what we'll experience right now may not even in physical reality be happening in regards to a fearful scenario. But because we're contaminating our own present moment with a depiction of fear, that becomes our reality. And as long as we maintain that particular form of frequency, there will be elements that will come in through this continuity that may reflect fear. So the whole key here is being able to look into presence. How are you feeling right here, right now? What's the mentality that you're going through as you're watching this? Who are you in this particular moment? And being able to stay present. Because if you feel that you're in a very calm environment, you're just watching this video, everything around you is nice and peaceful, stay in that. If you're feeling, oh my goodness, I have to go to work tomorrow, and I gotta go and pay these bills, and I gotta pay for the children's dentist, and etc., etc., all of that is taking you completely out of presence. And you can't experience that in regards to the physical notions. It's all just concern, and you're just vibrating all of these particular strands back to you. Kind of like guitar chords that are just constantly being plucked, and you being the main chord are now starting to reverberate those certain forms of sensations. And this is how certain things become manifest, because we're constantly trying to pull those forms of fears or those forms of guilt in the past and trying to manifest them into who we are right now to disturb our presence. And that our presence truly is very, very peaceful. It can be very, very harmonious. The more present that you are, the more aware you are. The more aware you are, the more you can steer your direction of what you prefer here and now. We will get offended. Maybe somebody says that, we're this, that, and the other thing. We keep cycling that back in the mind. We can't actually just look at that and say, okay, I understand that person wants to say that. That's fine, but I know who I am. And so it's done. It just rolls off my back. Blessings to that person. I appreciate they shared their opinion, but now I'm moving on. I know what I want to do. I know who I am. And that's the continual process, is being able to, again, see everything pertaining to energy as a flowing river. And the more that you can just see everything that just becomes flowing through you, you'll have that stability here in presence. Because this is all that matters. It's only this. It does not matter about your past, does not matter about your future, because they're only astral fragments. You're only replicating what you felt has happened in regards to what you have experienced in the now. And we take this so much to heart because we feel that our identity becomes wounded. But identity doesn't even exist right here, right now. We've created it. It's a manifestation. It's another astral dynamic. And so we're pulling in all these things. We're creating this self-sabotage. But we don't realize where we are here and now. That we're in this peace and quiet area, for example. That we're out in nature. That we're sitting by a tree. That we're reading a book. And our mind just starts to wander. What if this happens to me tomorrow? What if next week I walk down a crosswalk and all of a sudden I get hit? Oh my goodness, that will be the end of me, etc., etc. So I'm completely pulling myself out of where I am in complete serenity, in complete tranquility, being in the forest, reading a book, sitting under a tree, and I completely escape from that. So I escape from the now. And all I'm doing is messing around with the astral realm. I'm just playing around with these astral thoughts. I'm trying to look into the past of what's happened. But look what's happened in my past. Look what this has done to me. Look what I've gone through. Well, again, the whole idea is that those memories are replicated. The reason why they're replicated is because you could even just insert certain things into those moments, and you know that they're basically just replications, copies. If you're seeing yourself 5 years ago back in the car accident, all of a sudden you can imagine a purple elephant right in front of you. Doesn't mean to say it's happened, right? This is basically that we're giving so much credit to what we have pertaining to our past instances, to what we have fabricated is important that we have labeled as past. Other particular beings that exist in higher dimensions don't function within a past and don't function in a future at all. They are complete and total presence. That's what they are. And again, they can look into different dimensional realities through these multi-dimensional facet capabilities that they hold, because they have mastered themselves to be centered here in the moment. Because this is truly where all the peace lies. It doesn't matter where you are next year or where you feel you want to be next year. If you want to have $1 million in the bank next year, hey, that's great. That's something that's in the astral realms. That's still in the ethers, and that's still energy. That's not what you're experiencing right here, right now. Keep yourself in the present. Keep yourself in presence, and you'll allow yourself to walk that path. Everything is when you're really connected and really contained here in presence. Here and now, there's no limit to what you can do. Anything you want to do is possible right here, right now. You could go out your door, you could go to a travel agency, you could buy a ticket, and you can go to Jamaica, whatever it is, right? You certainly have that capability. You can go and make more money right here, right now. You can go and start new careers right here, right now. You can form new relationships right here, right now. But because we're always so concerned about past and future and feeling that they're such a big part of our life, they have no life because we've never experienced a past and we've never experienced a future. Never has happened. All we've ever experienced pertaining to those instances are astral fragment dynamics. More of the astral plane. Our imagination. Memory is imagination. The fear of the future is imagination. Pondering about what is to come is imagination. We're using imagination all the time, every single moment that we exist, until we decide that we're actually present, that we're here, that we can look at our hand right here, right now, and we're just looking at our hand. We're giving no thought to it. We're giving no definition about what the hand means. It's simply a hand holding up right now, and I feel that my mind is clear. I'm not messing around in the astral plane deciding what's happened to me in the past, what's happened to me in the future. I'm not concerned about the side effects. It's about looking to where you are right here as presence. So this is just something to consider, to look into how the now moment truly is powerful, because this will be the only moment that you truly exist in the richness of existence, is here and now. Thank you so much for watching this video. I'm Brad Johnson. Any questions in regards to this topic or any other topics, please feel free to contact me, info@consciousmatrix.com. Thank you again for watching. Take care. Namaste, and may it be well with you. Goodbye.